back to Tactics Talk with Guido. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate your support as always. On this episode, we have K2, he of one letter and many numbers from Clan Shift, and his Charioteer, Tier 8, British TD with a turret. Recently buffed, I believe. I think it's got a little bit more depression or some such. Always was a pretty good tank. Has a fantastic gun, quite mobile, but a little bit limited on turret traverse, and armor is essentially non-existent. Even as the turret is massive, it's still pretty soft. They've spawned in the south, and this is a encounter battle where a lot of the teams spawn out in the middle of the open there in the field. You can see that he's moving up to one of my favorite scout bushes, actually. He's running food. Looks like he's got a couple kits. Unknown what the rest of his equipment is. 5 gold and 25 regular AP. Or is this an APCR tank? I don't know. It is. It is an APCR as standard round. So he's jumping into this bush right here. Like I said, a place that I like to go as a scout. But let's see how this goes down. This ends up being an ace tanker. And he's going to play this map a little bit differently than I do. And let's see how it works out for him. I usually go right to town even with a tank like this. But holy cow, look at these guys all lit up. And that's a scout. So I think this is probably a wise move. He's holding his shot. And then he goes after him. He actually ammo racked him. Now there's something I hadn't noticed before. If you see it fading out right underneath the aiming reticle right there. He's got that skill that tells you what you've done as far as critical shots go. Can't remember what the heck it's called. I don't think I have a single crew with anything like that on it. Holy cow, plenty of guys to shoot. Shoot! Shoot. I'm not sure why you're holding. Maybe he's not worried about getting spotted, and that may very well be. That scout's backing up. He's outside of the spotting ring, and it may have been that he was waiting for that. And that's pretty high SA right there. Pretty high SA. I think maybe if he'd have shot a little earlier, he might have been seen. But he did, and the scout didn't see him. So, in any event, he is farming some pretty good damage, and guys get punished. And that's why I like that bush right there. If they're unwise and they try to close, they try to go into the city in the close route. My goodness, I'll spit it out. Get that guy right there. Then they can be spotted if they don't go all the way up here to the opening. Look, he's going to fire in there. This is great because that is a dark tank, and he probably didn't move, and holy cow, he burned to death. So down goes another tank right there. And we've already dropped 1,400 on the enemy, and they've barely even got into the town. Good and bad about that is look at where his team is all stacked up. Yes, the shots were there, but now we're all kind of clumped up together at the bottom, and now guys are starting to push across on the bottom, and that's not really a great idea. In fact, K2 breaks cover and comes out in the middle and gets lit by the T-25, who can see him through that little area right there. And it turns out there's a bloody tortoise sitting out there in the open. Holy cow. Run, run, K2. I think he actually shoots at him here. And then he goes over the tank traps. So, tank traps, you can go over them. I don't know if everyone knows that or not, but you can. Most tanks will go over it. It kind of depends on your clearance. And that goes back to my discussion about where guys go up the hill from the north spawn, is they're trying to avoid the tank traps, and they go to the tank trap opening. And the tank trap opening brings them too close to the enemy team, and they end up getting clobbered like that enemy team did. So he's got some shots in here. He's really going for that front sprocket, which is fine, but you do have shots on the turret. If you just lift up your aim a little bit right there. But he gets tracked, and then K2 takes advantage of that, tracks him again. Waiting for the reload. This thing does reload pretty quickly. But that guy does fix his tracks, gets moving, and unfortunately he does not get tracked again, but he gets away. T20. And we just have lots of shots of opportunity. Now, K2, I don't know if you know this spot. I didn't know this spot was here. You seem to have a lot of shots here, and you're pretty well covered up. So I don't know if you know this spot because you've used it before, or if it's just a happy coincidence that you stopped right here. But it's really going to work out for you because you got quite a few bushes between them and you, and you're able to really get some shots. Yeah, you might want to have lead fire. The problem is you can't really see where the opening is right there with the bushes in the way, but still you get the KB-13. T-20 gets hit. KB-13's there again, and you get lit by somebody coming around a corner, and off you go. Someone takes a shot. Artillery takes a shot. That is the danger of the open field out here. You can get shot by artillery. But farmed quite a bit of damage in there, so we're down to, or up to 3,000 damage, and we kind of swing around. All right, this is an interesting situation. Let's see what happens right here. You see the E50. You're kind of looking for more shots. This T-20 is doing his thing, rocking back and forth. You take him down. And we're sitting out here in the field. We got this guy over here, and he dies. And I stopped and kind of talked about that for a minute because your team is really starting to win. And this is where, when you've got a good game going like this, it's time to get on your horse, get in there, and grab up some more hit points. So here we go. We're finally moving out of this field. I probably would have done it a while ago. Get a little closer to your work. You'll see that K2 has got 2 gun marks on this, so he's pretty good in the Charioteer. Let's go knock out this E50, I believe is what he does. You kind of let that pilot at your 6 there. He is around the corner, so it's unlikely that he's going to see you here. Yep, he's backing off, so good deal. Doesn't look like any of those various TDs are actually up on the hill behind you either. The Udes is not lit, so nobody knows where he is, but you didn't take a shot from him, so who knows. The 25's there, the AT-7's out in the field, at least last seen. And here's another example, right over the tank traps, and whoa! So what's interesting about the tank traps is you'll get some weird physics off of them. He went over the first 2 no problem, and then that one shot him up into the air, and obviously has a lot to do with your speed and the mobility of your tank. Just know that you can go over most of them, but you will on occasion get kind of wonky physics, so be careful. Some of the faster, more maneuverable tanks will have weird things happen. You can tip over, land on your side, turn upside down, God knows what. So the pilot's hanging out over there. He's fighting the IS-3. He's behind the bunker right there, and now we got that guy lit, so let's get a little more damage there. Fantastic. He takes another hit. We're up to 4,000. Now he's dead, pushing in. AT-7 is hanging out in the field. Looks like he essentially got trapped out there the way the battle developed, and you're no way you're doing this. You're not doing it. goes for the hatch and hits it. Nice. I think you can just go right through this thing, but there's another one right into the bloody hatch. There's those little symbols again, so he's seeing the crit damage that he does with whatever that skill is called. And the cockroach is making a run for it. This is actually pretty funny. Another example of going right over the tank traps. No problem. Whoop. Whoa! Little wheelie action right there. Cutting the Udes. Yeah, you needed to take a cut to the left. You needed a better intercept on that because he's already past that area. There you go. Stop. Let it zoom in. This is a pretty typical thing I see people do. He's really zoomed in to get that good shot. But if you zoomed out a little bit and you moved your cursor a little bit further in front of him and then stopped, that would zoom in the shot. Then you could zoom in as he gets closer and take a more accurate shot right there. But this is actually pretty funny. This thing goes, woo! Oh! Ends up dying trying to get over the tank traps there. 4,998 damage. Plus, actually, I believe it would be over 5,000. I don't know if the fire damage was counted on the screen here, but we'll take a look at the results page when we get to it. Nice game, man. 5 kills, Charioteer, ace tanker on whatever this map's called, Siegfried Line. He works it a little bit different than I did, but he reacted to the situation that was presented to him on the map and did a really nice job in there. Just a few things I would throw in, as I have already done. And as always, if you guys like what you saw, make sure you subscribe, send all your friends, and as always, we will see you.